What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Leon from Leon Talks TV. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into a really interesting topic: cold approaching women, and how to successfully connect with women. You see, in today's world, many men find themselves scared to approach women, and it's no wonder there's a lot of pressure out there. Women often express frustration about the lack of genuine approaches, while men are worried about coming off as creepy or facing backlash on social media because, nowadays, if women find a man creepy or feel very, fine, let's find the word, like a man doesn't take a no for an answer, they end up getting posted on social media for him to be ridiculed. Some is justified and some can be debatable. Depends on who you ask. So it's a tricky landscape where many guys feel they can't win, but it doesn't have to be complicated today. Today we're talking about where men often go wrong when it comes to cold approaching women, and we share strategies to help them be more successful. And these are based on research, studies, and statistics. I don't claim to be a Casanova. I don't claim to be the world's best pickup artist. But however, I am a man of experience. So we'll explore some valuable insights based on research and advice from pickup artists so that you can understand how to make these interactions smoother and more active. Whether you're nervous about approaching someone new or just want to improve your skills, this video is for you. Chapter 1: Beating the 90%. The stats behind men's approach to dating. First things first, let's talk about mindset. When it comes to approaching women, it's not just about the words you say, it's about having the right attitude. Many studies show that the biggest challenge for guys is actually making the approach. Not finding the perfect opening line, confidence and commitment to take the step are what really matters. So let's get real for a minute. Guys, did you know that about 90% of men struggle with dating and cold approaching? A big reason for this is that they simply don't take action or commit to approaching women. It's like they're stuck in their heads, overthinking everything and letting fear hold them back. The truth is, just by stepping up and being willing to make a move, you can instantly put yourself ahead of all these guys who never even try. Makes you wonder, right? So here's some eye-opening research to consider. Around 45% of men aged between 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person to ask her out or even get her number or even just the Instagram. That's a staggering number, and it gets even more interesting. About 75% of women in that same age group actually want men to approach them more. So there's this disconnect between what women want and what men are doing. Now, think about this. Only 20% of men are making 80% of the approaches, sorry to say. That means there's a small group of guys out there who are taking lead, while most are sitting on their sidelines. Fear of rejection and worries about coming off as creepy stop a lot of men making that first move. In fact, around 50% of men admit they hesitate because of those concerns. Younger men today, often called Zoomers, seem to show even more reluctance to approach women compared to millennials. But here's the kicker. The men who do step up often find some success. Many of them regret not making more attempts, which highlights a common struggle to overcome that initial anxiety. So what does all this tell us? It's clear that today's dating landscape isn't just about physical opportunities. It's more about having the confidence and willingness to initiate contact in person. If you can beat the fear and just show up, you're already ahead of the game. Remember, it's all about taking that first step. Chapter 2: Simple openers. Now, if you're looking for some simple ways to start a conversation, research suggests a few effective openers. These can be as easy as saying, "Hi, my name is Leon." Obviously, you would insert your own name. "Hey, you're cute, but I wanted to come meet you." Or, "Excuse me, what's your name?" Having these lines ready can help you feel less nervous when the moment comes. Chapter 3: Indirect approaches. If you're not comfortable with direct approaches, there are indirect ways to start a conversation. You might ask for directions or opinions, like, "Excuse me, where's the best place to get a coffee around here?" Or do you think my outfit is too casual? These kinds of questions can break the ice and lead to a more natural conversation. Chapter 4, the benefits of closed community settings for approaching women. So let's talk about the advantages of approaching women in closed community settings like colleges, talking to women in the school hallway, or even the gym, talking to women in the gym while you're doing some workouts, or just randomly in your neighborhood. Going for walks in your neighborhood, you come across a lot of women that you might not notice that they even live in your neighborhood. So, research shows that these environments make it easier and more natural to connect with others in places where people regularly interact. There's less pressure and awkwardness when meeting someone new. In these settings, you're not a total stranger. Thanks to shared routines or activities. This familiarity allows for more casual and friendly conversations, making it feel less forced. When you see someone repeatedly, it creates a comfortable atmosphere where introductions can happen more easily. Being part of a closed community helps you feel more relaxed and confident. When making a move, this idea emphasizes that context and attitude are more important than having the perfect pickup lines. It's about being genuine and taking advantage of natural interactions that happens in these familiar spaces. So if you're looking to approach someone, think about the places where you already have common ground. Engaging in a friendly conversation in these environments can lead to more meaningful connections without the added pressure of being a complete stranger. Chapter 5, the power of being normal, social awareness in approaching women. So let's discuss the importance of being socially aware and acting naturally when approaching women. Research shows that many people struggle to be their true selves during social interactions because anxiety can make them act awkwardly or unnaturally. This is especially true for men who often overthink their approach and end up coming off as nervous or even creepy. Another thing I've come to realize is that sometimes anxiety kicks in and you feel a bit nervous about talking to a girl. Personally, I've always believed in choosing signals when it comes to approaching women. For example, if you're at a train station in New York and you see a girl, you'd be surprised how many girls hope that you approach them. I'm not saying it's true all the time, but sometimes girls actually are thinking, I hope this guy comes up and says something to me. You see, I remember sitting at a train station, right? I remember sitting at a train station once, and there was a girl sitting there with her headphones on. I was curious about where she was from, so I just asked her. To my surprise, she responded well, and we started talking. She was very open and even asked me questions back. Initially, I thought she seemed unapproachable because she looked focused on what she was doing. But after a good conversation, I ended up getting her number. Sometimes it can be as simple as saying, "Hey, how are you doing?" or being inquisitive, which can go a long way. One key takeaway from this perspective is that simply being normal, friendly, and genuine can set you up from the majority of men who come across as socially awkward due to their nervousness. So the key takeaway here is that simply being normal, friendly, and genuine can set you apart from many others who might be trying too hard. You don't need to rely on elaborate pickup lines or some fancy, crazy slogans, some rehearsed pickup lines like all these pickup artists will tell you on YouTube, or act like a comedian. Instead, asking simple questions or making small talk just like you would with any other person can create a more relaxed atmosphere. Being socially aware means you can read the situation well without being overly aggressive. It's about ensuring the conversation feels natural and not forced. Small, friendly gestures and easygoing chat helps build comfort and trust between you and the person you're approaching. You see, one major mistake that socially awkward people often make is drawing attention to their awkwardness or their interaction. Like saying, isn't it strange to be talking to a stranger? This only adds to the discomfort for everyone involved. So the message is clear. Confidence, calmness, and good social awareness are far more attractive than memorized lines or forced jokes. Overcoming social awkwardness is about allowing yourself to be natural and relaxed in social situations, which ultimately leads to more meaningful connections. Chapter 6, looks matter, but they aren't everything. Now let's touch on the role of physical appearance. Research shows that while looks can help you get noticed, they are not the only factor in building attraction. It's about how you carry yourself and interact with others. Confidence Confidence, a good sense of style, and maintaining good hygiene can boost your appeal. However, once you start talking to someone, it's your personality and how you make them feel that truly matters. Focus on self improvement, whether it's in health, fitness, or social skills, as these qualities are seen as attractive. Chapter 7, Taking Actions. My thoughts on approaching women. Now, let me share my thoughts on dating and the importance of taking action. I've noticed that about 90% of guys struggle with dating. And a big reason for that is they don't actually take the initiative to approach women. Many men tend to overthink the process or let fear hold them back from making a move. The reality is, just by showing up and being willing to approach, you immediately set yourself up from those 90% who never try at all. You see, from my experience, I've learned that approaching is like a muscle. You have to work it to make it stronger. The more you practice throwing yourself into conversations with women, even if it's about random topics, the more comfortable you become. Just like in a workout, where pushing your limits helps you grow. Facing that anxiety helps you learn there's really nothing to be afraid of. You see, as you continue to put yourself out there, you teach your nerves that there's no need to be scared. It's all about getting used to the process and building your confidence over time. So, when it comes to cold approaching, remember that there are three possible outcomes. One, she might respond positively. Two, she might respond negatively. And three, you need to know how to navigate both one and two situations. So it's important to be prepared for any reaction and to know how to respond accordingly. So if you're feeling hesitant, just remember that the key difference between those who succeed and those who don't is the willingness to take this first step. Now, one thing also to mention is that a lot of research and studies related to cold approaching or approaching women in particular, especially from pickup artists, emphasize the importance of game and overlook other factors like. So let's be clear, when you're doing this, there are certain things you definitely need to prioritize. You should look your best, whatever that means for you. Dress well, smell good, and maintain a great physique, or at least be well groomed. You need to have a nice presentation about yourselves. Basically, what I'm trying to say is look good physically. So, what I'm trying to say is that there's a misconception that just being confident when approaching women is enough isn't accurate. Yes, confidence can help build your approach, but to get the best results, you also have to look your best, which can further boost your confidence. You know the saying, when you look good, you feel good, right? So be mindful to always check those boxes. So, anyways, on that note, I'm gonna leave it right there. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you ever tried a cold approach? What's worked for you and what hasn't? Let's chat in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. On that note, I'm going to leave it at that and salute.